Sunday School teacher, I'm glad that you have joined us for our time of study and preparation. It's important that every week we do this to be prepared to teach God's Word. And so we're working on Sunday, January the 6th. So Happy New Year. January the 6th. The title of the lesson is Transformed. We are continuing in our journey in the book of Genesis. We will be in Genesis chapter 32 for our Bible study this coming Sunday. The point of this lesson, again, it's entitled Transformed, but the point that the curriculum writer has given to us is that God transforms people for use in His divine plan. God transformed people for use in His divine plan. The Bible study for this Sunday focuses on an event in Jacob's life that was transformative. I mean, it's a major event, if not the major event of his life. He is coming home to the promised land where he would meet his brother Esau again. And he had no future back with Laban. He has no promise of a future with Esau because the last time they talked, he said, "I'm going to kill you when Daddy dies." 20 years had passed, but Jacob had not forgotten that his main reason for fleeing was that Esau was planning to kill him. Was Esau still intent on revenge? He didn't know. He didn't know what to expect. Before he met Esau, however, Jacob encountered someone else who changed Jacob's life forever. So let's think about some of the background. Again, we're kind of thrown in the middle of a story here. We've got to make sure we set that up for our people. You look in your notes and you see that I've given you kind of a summary outline of where we are. In chapter 31, verses 44 through 55, we see that Jacob and Laban come to an agreement that allows them to part and for Jacob to go his way. And so that agreement was finalized and everything ended peacefully. In chapter 32, where we see verses 3 through 5, where Jacob sends messengers ahead with instructions to make contact with Esau. In verse 6, when those messengers returned, they reported that Esau was ready and he was already coming, and he's got 400 men with him. That's not a good report. It sounds like a hunting party is coming. It sounds like a war is about to take place. The report caused him to say, well, I'm going to divide up my family into two groups. If Esau attacks one, perhaps maybe the other one will be able to escape, and that's what we see in verses 7 through 8. Jacob then took 3 additional actions. In verses 9 through 12, we see Jacob praying. In verses 13 through 21, we see that he placed a generous gift of livestock in front of the two groups to say to Esau, this is yours, please don't kill my family. We come in peace. And then number 3, verses 22 and 23, he moved his immediate family to the back to a place of safety, placing himself between the danger and them. So that's where we find ourselves. Esau's coming. He's got a band of warriors. And so Jacob's doing all he can, and Jacob puts his family behind him, puts himself in front, hoping to protect his family. Look at verse 24 through 26, chapter 32. Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until daybreak. When the man saw that he could not defeat him, he struck Jacob's hip socket as they wrestled and dislocated his hip. Then he said to Jacob, "Let go, for it is daybreak." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." So here we've got this wrestling match. Again, Jacob is all alone. Again, it goes back to that word alone. He was alone and he was afraid. Esau's coming, got to protect my family. And he was there all night. What was he going to do? I mean, I imagine he was going to continue to pray. And what he was doing is the reason that he did this at night was because of a possible surprise attack. Esau and his guys coming in. That was usually the battle plan of coming in at night when they don't suspect it, catch them while they're asleep, kill them right there. And so Jacob says, I'm going to divide up, put them back there, put me here, and see if I can protect them during the night. But I imagine he was praying and trying to be prepared, but he had no idea that he would spend the night in a wrestling match. It says here in this verse 24, it says, Jacob was left alone, and a man, and what we need to understand is that he's talking about a real person. This is not a figment of his imagination, and this is not a dream. Jacob had dreams. He had a dream in the moment in his journey away from Canaan. He had a dream of God's. He had many dreams. And so the reason that it says a man, what the point is that this is not a dream. This is real. This is man on man. And it says wrestled. The word that is used there for wrestled is that dirt